Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at this week's pre-orders, and they are live. This video is sponsored by the Game Bunker. More on that later. Alright, so we got a bunch of brand new pre-orders coming out this week. We got some stuff left over from last week. Let's jump right in and take a look. So first off, we have the surprise model, Urkhan the Dark Warden. So the way Games Workshop officially presented this, it looked like Urkhan the Dark Warden was only going to be available at Games Workshop stores. But now he is officially available on the website and then to retail stores as well. So very cool model right here. We have a Special Chaos Lord. This is one of the commemorative models. He's coming in at $40 USD. And we can see it's got an awesome pose. Very cool little tactical rock built in. We got options for the helmeted or helmetless head. Very, very cool. Definitely a big fan of this. I will definitely be picking up Urkhan. And next we have the Combat Patrol Harlequins. So a brand new Combat Patrol for the Harlequins. It is available while stocks last. So you're going to get two of the transport / gunboats. So either one of these you can build however you want. So we see the two different options available here. We see the actual transport and then we see the little support boat. But it is a dual kit and you do get two of them. So you have the option to build one of each or two of one or the other. And then we also have a squad of the bikes. Those come two in a pack. We have the Harlequin squad of 5. And then we also have the Solitaire running solo. So really nice box right here. Definitely a lot of components that you would be using in a Harlequin army. A little bit of everything. You could pick up a couple of these if you wanted and get a nice foundation for a Harlequin army. But it is nice to see them in a box set with a little bit of a discount. It's coming in at $170 and it is available while stocks last. So once these are gone, they are gone. And next we have the Combat Patrol White Scars. So you're going to get an Impulsor, you're going to get 3 of the bikes, you're going to get 5 Assault Intercessors to ride in the Impulsor, and then you're going to get the new Con model to lead the bikes. So definitely a little light on the model count here, but it is nice to see a vehicle inside a Combat Patrol. It's nice to see everything like very thematic in this box set. The new Con model is absolutely amazing. He will be available individually at some point in time in the future, probably in the next month or so, but definitely an integral part of the White Scars army that's been missing. So very cool box set, very thematic, a little low on the model count, but overall just nice box. Anytime you get a tank in a box set or a new character with a nice little bit of savings, it is always a score. And then we had the third of the Combat Patrols for the Iron Hands. So you're going to get a Tech Marine, you're going to get 2 squads of 5 heavy intercessors, and then you're going to get 2 of the turrets. So a little bit underwhelmed on this one, mostly just because there's 2 turrets in it. Realistically, most people not using the turrets. If you were going to use them, using them in Iron Hands would definitely be cool. They do have some nice rules. If you run 2 of them, you can Overwatch a little bit better. But they don't Overwatch for free or anything like that. They just hit a little bit better on Overwatch. So nice little threat. They're on small enough bases that you can put 2 of them in a certain area and just kind of be like sitting there waiting. But they're really not all that popular. You almost never see them on the table. So in my opinion, those definitely take up a lot of the value in this box set and just make it not all that great. Because realistically, you're buying 2 squads of heavy intercessors and then you're also buying the Tech Marine. You're getting one of the turrets for free and one of them at a discount. So if you were already going to pick up 10 heavy intercessors and a Tech Marine, this is definitely a nice box to grab. But overall, just a little bit underwhelming and a little bit suboptimal for the Iron Hands. This could have been a much nicer box set, and I gotta say, overall, this one is definitely a miss. Alright, and then moving on from there, we've got something else for the Iron Hands. We have Caanok Var. So we have the new Terminator character for the Iron Hands. Beautiful sculpt right here. Very, very cool. Definitely a big fan of this. We can see a couple of different angles. Everything from the servo skulls to like the big old weapon. Very, very cool. Definitely nicely done by Games Workshop. New Terminator character. Very cool. Only available for the Iron Hands. Definitely looking forward to checking out his rules as well. But very cool to see the Iron Hands getting another unique character. $47 for Caanok Var. Now a quick word from today's sponsor, Game Bunker. Game Bunker carries a full range of Games Workshop products including miniatures, terrain, paint tools, and more. Game Bunker offers 15% off MSRP for most Games Workshop products with the discount code WHMS. Receive free shipping in the continental United States on orders over $145. Online orders ship out within 24 hours. Game Bunker is a veteran-owned business. Use affiliate link below, enter discount code WHMS to save 15% on most items at checkout. For fast, friendly service with a discount on your favorite tabletop wargaming purchases, visit GameBunker.net and let them know that Warhammer Man sent you. And next we have probably what I am most excited about this week. We have the Captain with Jump Pack and Relic Shield. So I've been running one of these in my army for quite a while, and honestly, it is a great piece to have in the game. But there just wasn't a model out there for it, so you had to do your own conversion. Now we have an official model from Games Workshop. So here we see the Thunderhammer and shield on the tactical rock in a nice cool pose. And then here we see with the helmet on, and then you also have options for the chainsword as well. Probably some other options in the kit also. But very, very nice. Cool for people out there that don't have the time, effort, or skill to do a conversion. So $43.50 for the Captain with Relic Shield. And it does look like he's going to be permanently joining the range. And then we got a couple of models left over from last week. We have the Lich Priest mounted and on foot. We have the Royal Heralds mounted and on foot. $53 each for those plastic packs of 2 minis. Then we have a couple of dice packs as well. We have the White Scars dice with the faction logo on the 6 face. And then we also have the Iron Hands dice, again with the faction logo on the 6 face. $34 for each of those sets of dice. You're going to get 16 in a set. So of course, the dice boycott continues. Then we have last week's Arcane Journal, the War of Cetra's Fury. And then we have our new Legions Imperialis boxes. We have the Sola Auxilia Combat Force. Then we have the Legion Astartes Combat Force and the Mechanicum Combat Force. $170 each for those combat forces, absolutely packed with minis. And then moving over to Warhammer Underworlds for last week, we have the Destruction Warband, Gitz and Goliath, $102 for those. You get 4-pack of warbands with the new cards in there. Very good deals. They're basically coming in at $25.50 per warband. And most of the warbands now are priced closer to like $45 a piece. So you're basically buying 2, getting 2 for free. Excellent deal. We have the same deal going for the Death Warbands. We have the Morbid Minions. Then we also have the Chaos Warbands, the Reavers of Ruin, and then the Order Warbands, Seeker in Shadow. So all the Grand Alliances getting a 4-pack of warbands with the new updated cards. $102 for each of those. And then we have the Dropsite Massacre in hardback. New book coming out for $35 for Warhammer the Horus Heresy. And then we have the card pack bundle. So this is the warbands of Spitewood. So is each of the 4-packs of warbands cards all put into 1 pack. So if you already have all of those warbands, but you want to play them in the new edition of Warcry, you're going to get all 16 of those warband card packs in this single purchase for $60. But if you are picking up the different faction pack warbands, or just the ones that you want, they will already include the new cards. And then we also have Warhammer Underworlds, the new Spitewood box set. It is an expansion set for the new edition of Warhammer Underworlds. $85 for that. You're going to get 2 new warbands inside. First, we have the Hellsmiths of Hashut, and then we have a Sylvaneth warband. Really nice box right here. 2 cool warbands. Absolutely love the models for Warhammer Underworlds. $85 for that, and it's got everything you need to play inside the box. And then last but not least, we have White Dwarf 517 for $12. And we have the Yarrick box set, which sold out instantly last week. $170 for the Yarrick set. So lots of cool stuff coming out this week with 3 new combat patrols. We got a couple of new characters, 1 for 40k and 1 for Sigmar. We got a lot of cool stuff that came out last week in the combat forces for Legion Titanicus. And then of course some nice stuff coming for Warhammer Underworlds and then also for Warhammer the Old World. So a real mix of stuff coming out over the last couple of weeks. Let me know what you're most excited about, what you're going to be picking up this week. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to the Game Bunker for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products with code WHMS at checkout. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.